I'm at REITWeek 2013 in Chicago, and joining me today is Sheridan Titman, Professor of Finance at the University of Texas. Thanks for joining us, Sheridan.
Thank you.
Investors generally understand that stock prices sank more for REITs than for other companies during the liquidity crisis, in part because real estate is such a capital-intensive business. But your research went beyond just the effect of leverage. Can you summarize your main result?
Yeah, our main result is that REIT prices fell a lot during the crisis because of the amplification effect of debt. But in addition to that, the REITs that had a lot of debt that came due in 2008 and 2009, their stock prices dropped a lot more than the others because of an anticipation of problems associated with the rolling over of that debt.
Why do you suppose REITs that faced debt maturities during the liquidity crisis didn't recover as completely as the rest of the REIT industry?
Well, as it turns out, for the REITs in general, their stock prices dropped a lot in 2008, 2009, and then they rebounded quite a bit. But the REITs that had a lot of debt due in 2008 and 2009, they had to either issue a lot of equity in the downturn, so they had very bad market timing. They issued their equity at a low, and a lot of the others were forced to sell properties.
So did the liquidity crisis affect the bigger REITs differently than the smaller REITs? And if so or not, why?
Well, this actually surprised us because initially we thought that the smaller REITs would suffer more during the crisis because we thought it's a liquidity squeeze. It would hurt those REITs that would have the most difficulty raising capital. It turned out that the larger REITs, their stock prices dropped more than I'm sorry, I might have said that wrong. The big REITs, their stock prices dropped more than the small REITs. And we looked at a couple of potential reasons, but we're not entirely sure why that was the case. But the important thing was their stock prices dropped more, but then they rebounded. So there was no permanent effect on the larger REITs relative to the small REITs.
Thank you for joining us, Sheridan.
Thank you.
I'm Carissa Chappelle for REIT.com.